No doubt many would say Branson is one of the most popular areas of the Ozarks.
Question is, what made it such a hot spot for tourists? It's likely not what you think. The Shepherd of the Hills story is credited with starting the Branson boom. Harold Bell Wright's book chronicles the life in the small town around the turn of the century. Since 1960, the story has been relived at the Shepherd of the Hills Outdoor Theater. Nearly 7 million people have packed the stands to hear a piece of history.
It's kind of like a family tradition. Once they discover what we have here, once they discover this incredible story and the way we put it on, they continue to come back over and over and over again.
We'll indeed show you more of how the Shepherd of the Hills shaped tourism in the Ozarks as we know it today. It's our Oliver's Ozarks report tonight on KOLR10 News at 10.
You even made an appearance in the show.
I did. You have to watch for that tonight.
Can't
all
wait to see
dressed
that.
up and everything.
Very good.
When folks around the country think of the Ozarks, chances are Branson comes to mind first. It's one of the area's most popular tourist destinations, and many people think a 60-minute story back in the early 90s helped start the boom. But in reality, it started at the turn of the century when this book right here rolled off the presses. And each night the story it tells is relived, so new generations understand what makes it a true Ozarks treasure. Take a look for yourself in tonight's Oliver's Ozarks report.
Let me give you an idea of what it kind of looks like.
Each night as the sun sets in Branson, a historic story unfolds. It has drama, dancing, and a little comedy, too. Since 1960, the Shepherd of the Hills has been one of the most popular among Branson's show scene.
And since then, we've shown to just a little under 7 million people.
And the people who come to sit under the stars often walk away with a new understanding of just why this part of the Ozarks is so popular. The story starts inside this small cabin just off Highway 76.
A family named Ross, John, Anna, and Charles Ross, in 1884, they chose this spot to stop and build a cabin, this little saddleback right here.
It wasn't long after that a man named Harold Bell Wright was traveling through.
He was introduced to these people, and he pitched a tent right back up here on this hillside, right back up behind the cabin.
Wright ended up staying for a while and became so interested in people around Branson, he started taking notes. 10 years later, he published a book about his time in the Ozarks, The Shepherd of the Hills.
He published the book in 1907. It was an immediate bestseller.
Wright changed some of the names of the real people. For instance, Mr. Ross became Old Matt in the book. Once people around the nation started reading the story, they too wanted to experience the Ozarks for themselves.
There were so many people coming out here to visit this property. By 1911, these people abandoned this place. They just couldn't take it anymore.
Today, that story that started the Branson boom is shared again in the very hills that Wright wrote about.
I used 30 head of horses, 5 mules, a donkey, a flock of sheep, 90 actors and actresses. We got an old antique car in the show.
Backstage, those who tell the story appreciate their role in keeping history alive. Many of the actors themselves have been telling the tale for decades.
Like I said, I've been here 16 years. There's some folks that have been here for 41 out of the 46 years.
Well, you love it because you get to be a part of history and you get to just do something that you love to do, which is perform every night in front of crowds of 200 to 800.
The family feeling that we have here at Shepherd of the Hills really pulls out that history even more. You know, we're really bound together in love and friendship here.
They even gave me an up-close look at the friendship and love that shines on stage each and every night. It's something the audience seems to feel too.
It's kind of like a family tradition. Once they discover what we have here, once they discover this incredible story and the way we put it on, they continue to come back over and over and over again.
They made me dance, folks. Now, Keith Thurman told me that he believes Branson would not be what it is today had Harold Bell Wright's book not been published. And by the way, the actual book, Shepherd of the Hills, was the first American novel to see $1 million in sales. That had to be a huge deal back in the early 1900s. And the book itself, by the way, was also made into two silent movies, a Broadway play, and it was also John Wayne's first Technicolor movie. So quite a rich history in that book. Really started the whole Branson thing and the popularity down there. So
well, you could be up for a Tony this year. You look great.
You never know. It was a fun experience. They are awesome people down there. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the show, and it's really a great learning experience for kids too, to learn more about our area.
Right. All of that history is right there, and you're so close to it. You know, everyone should know that who spends time here.
And for a fee, I'll go back and dance again.
For just a small fee.